so here's the little greenhouse we have. I think this is like a, I don't know, 4x8 maybe, or not very big. Big enough to get my seeds started. Give you a quick little look-see. That duck back there is saying hello. I don't know how many. We've got quite a few back there. Backfield, we've got three pigs. Let's see, over in this pasture we've got 2 sows. And then back past this is the animals garden, we've got 17 little piglets. Well, they're about 4 months old, back in the back 2 pastures here. So let's go inside. So it's not been real warm, so I keep this closed up during the day. If it gets above 70, I'll come out here and adjust, or 75, I'll get out here. So here's a look. I've got a big drying rack in there. I've got my little push lawnmower. Let's see if we can see what the temperature is. 107 with 33% humidity. I've got water in here. What are we at here? 102 maybe, which works out kind of nice. Get a couple of those, throw it into the camping shower, and you got a nice warm shower. Got my sunflower seeds, or sunflower heads, hanging and drying. I'll just tuck those around there. When they dry, we'll throw them in a bucket. I've got some extra beans down here, and I've got some parsley going. Let's take a look inside of here. We've got some sunflowers drying back here. Got some other sunflowers that are drying. These, once they're dry, I just throw these into a 5-gallon bucket, and then we'll just throw those right to the pigs or the chickens when the time comes. They love it. These, I'll probably just throw those to the birds as like a snack. So we should do pretty good on the sunflowers. They love those, especially in the winter. These I put these together a couple nights ago. You can see how much they've shrank down by how much room is on the string now. And these will dry up to, you can see how that one in there is really small. If you can see that there. And these aren't going to end up being, you know, like fresh picked green beans. You can see some more right there, how tiny those end up getting for storage wise. They'll store for a super long time. You just throw them in a jar. And then when it's time to use them, I just throw them in the crock pot with some either bone broth or in there, ham bone, and let it cook down all day. Throw a couple potatoes in there, and it's really a good meal. So up here you'll see I've got some rosemary hanging, some parsley, and you can kind of see the different stages here. So the day that I picked this, I only had this much. So, you know, I just picked what I've got, and then the next time I picked, I think this is one same picking. So I just pick what I've got, and I put up what I can, you know. And the thing is, if I did this 4 days in a row, or, you know, every other day, that adds up. So don't discount, you know, I'm only growing a little garden. It adds up. We've got some white sage in here. Sometimes I'll hang these too. They do look kind of pretty. You can just take these like this and put them in here. You don't have to do really anything fancy. I got parsley growing on parsley drying on the next one. And I've got some more beans on this one. And you can string these if you want to. I just didn't have time. So the thing is, at the end of the night, they all shrivel up. So whether I throw them on a rack like this, I recycle a plant rack, or if I grab my trays from one of my dehydrators, you know, at the end of the night, I'm still getting the end product. The end product is drying. So we're just taking what we already have, and we're just getting a little creative with it. So even give a little check on our things. The beans are looking good. Parsley looks like it's about dried. Rosemary's doing good. Sage. More parsley. We go through a ton of parsley. The beans are looking good, and I am bringing in some basil and more parsley. So what I do when I bring more herbs and stuff in is I just kind of move the dry stuff over, and then I'll just kind of give a little toss here. You can see how small those little peppers turned out. I'll show you a couple different sizes. That's different stages. Here's one that's a little bit more new, I don't know if I say newer, you know, less dehydrated. You see how these look? And these, once they're dry, I'll just throw these into a jar. And you can just kind of crush them up when you want some, you know, for chili or whatever. You can kind of see how these are. Listen. Hear how that is? That's how you know they're done. So when that time comes, instead of just doing them on, you know, here, I'll do them on a paper plate. And then I'll put them into, you know, little Mylar bags or jars. We use a ton of parsley come wintertime. And then I'll just take the fresh parsley that I picked and I just kind of scatter it around in here. It doesn't, I mean, I could go ahead and bundle it up, but, you know, I've got these trays and it works just as good. So it just depends on what I'm doing. There you go. Now what we're going to do is take our basil. I scooted over the sage, and I'm just going to kind of toss this up here. How easy is that? Alright, we're out the greenhouse. I'm just taking slices of zucchini and I'm going to put it on the tray. You can hear the ducks know that I'm in here and they know it's feeding time. So, and I choose to use these trays because the zucchini's a little bit wet and I just don't know how easy it would be if I were to try to do, you know, the wet on these kind of trays and how easy it would be to clean. So I just opt to do these containers. And this is just a one of my dehydrators that I have. So I just use the trays on out here in the summertime when it's warm. That way I don't have to heat up my house. So we'll check back on these in another day or two. Don't have to flip them, don't have to do anything with them. Just kind of let the natural heat from the greenhouse take care of these. Most of the stuff that's going in here is going to be stuff that I'm going to feed to the pigs and the, you know, the chickens and the ducks come wintertime. So I don't have to be like crazy careful with it, like on the lines of being, you know, like no dust on here or anything like that, because the birds don't care. Alright, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to throw on these sliced peppers. And let those dry. Now these are going to fall through the crack here once they get small enough. So what I'll do is I'll take, where's the lid at? I'll take the lid and I'll put that underneath the tray here so it'll catch anything that falls through. But that's it, guys. There's zucchini and sweet peppers done in my greenhouse. Perfect use for this when I'm not growing little plants. There you go, guys. Make and do with what you got.